What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. And apparently, since President Trump has now appointed Mike Pompeo to become the Secretary of State, he has proposed that Gina Haspel becomes the head of the CIA, which, first of all, she has a great track record with the CIA and also amongst her peers. Highly recommended, highly viewed. But for whatever reason, go figure, there are people who have a problem with her. Now, Rand Paul, I don't know what his deal is. I think he's a liberal trapped in a conservative body. There's some stuff he seems to be very conservative about, and then there's other stuff he's very liberal about. But apparently he raises questions about Gina because of what she had to do concerning 9/11 and waterboarding and torturing and things like that. And of course, I watched the liberal media pounce on this as well. And it was some pundit from MSNBC. He's like, she's responsible for waterboarding. She was over the CIA when that happened. And she also destroyed evidence and blah, blah, blah. And they don't tell you the context of that stuff. They don't tell you that, first of all, she was responsible for doing these things during 9/11. And we had to abstract information. And it was also legal under that guideline, which now we voted that it's no longer legal to torture. But then also, when it comes down to destroying the evidence, this was after the investigation. Nobody decided to investigate. It was like, hey, she ain't do nothing wrong. That stuff is over. So she was ordered to get rid of that evidence, and she didn't destroy it like Hillary did, meaning under investigation after they subpoenaed it, but yet you destroy it. She destroyed it during personal downtime. That's like me not having the right to destroy the stuff on my computer right now. Okay? I'm not under investigation. Nobody told me to hold on to it. Nobody told me that it was being subpoenaed. But the liberal media don't want that to come out. They want it to seem like she was secretly doing stuff. Or she was torturing people and it wasn't in the guidelines of Americans' tactics of dealing with terrorism. Which brings me to my next point. There's a lot of things I don't like about the way they're treating this. First of all, the left always talks about shattering the glass ceiling, appointing strong women. You now have a woman who's about to shatter the glass ceiling, be appointed the CIA director. Never happened before. Very strong woman. A woman who is responsible for making decisions that a lot of these softcore guys that's on TV talking about. I can't believe I saw Juan Williams today. Juan and Juan. I mean, she was about tactics. I'm like, Juan and Juan. When have you ever had to make choices that would result in Americans living or dying? When have any of the commentators on MSNBC, CNN, or all of her critics had to make choices that might make you have nightmares at night, but yet it's for the greater good? It is easy for people to criticize when they sleep at night because of the protection and the decisions that other people have to make that they don't have the guts to make. And what this hypersensitive approach towards dealing with terrorists, as if we told them to become terrorists, as if they had no choice in becoming a terrorist, as if Kev from Kev's Corner was caught over in another country right now, a hostile country, a terrorist country. Do you think that they would consider my humanitarian rights when they want information out of me? Do you think they have laws on how to treat Americans? And people say, well, we're bigger than that. We're better than that. If I was the enemy, I would prey upon that weakness. I would say, you know what? Let's harm the Americans and don't worry about getting caught. Don't worry about that. Because guess what? It's more important to them to seem humanitarian, to cater to your needs and respect that you as a human being have rights as well, even though you decided to blow up a whole bunch of people or even threatening to blow up a bunch of people, and there's information that they can get out of you that comes back to me, the guy who masterminded. But I'm going to send you there because I know that they're not allowed to hurt you. That's why. They're going to take it easy on you. And if you're just tough enough to withstand a couple harsh words, because that's all they can use pretty much, you're going to tell us. That's what you're going to do right now. Oh, I tell you what, buddy, if you don't tell us, it's going to be, and you just sitting like, what are you going to do? Don't we learn from our parents? Idle threats don't work. When a kid realizes they got parents that are too soft-hearted to spank that tail, they will push it to the limit. I know I did. If I knew my mom was always going to be like, you know what, don't spank them. It's just too, yeah. But when I knew my mom was dead serious, I stopped and paused and was like, whoa, I don't want to do this because when she gets hold of me, it's bad news. But if I know I got a soft mom, I'm running all over her. And it's the same thing with how America should approach dealing with hostile enemies. And I think it's easy for people who, once again, sleeps well at night because of the protections of people who are appointed to do things that other people don't want to do. I think it's easy for them to sleep good at night, and make these harsh claims too, and come out there and argue, this is inhumane, I can't believe we're better than this, we're Americans, we don't do this, unless it comes down to a family member of yours. Say your husband, your wife, your kids, your mom, your dad was in a position to where they might die because of the choices that some other person in another country decide we're going to do some terroristic acts. Your mom and dad ain't got nothing to do with their hatred towards the government or hatred towards our president or hatred towards whatever hostile government is involved in. Whatever their problem is, it ain't got nothing to do with you individually. But yet, it's going to be taken out on you. And they say, well, you know, I mean, we could get some information that could stop all this, but I understand you don't want us to go too far with abstracting that information. So all we can do is go in and use harsh words, maybe yell a little, maybe, you know, turn on some loud music so it just kind of makes them a little uncomfortable, perhaps. And maybe if that's enough to make them talk, then, you know, we'll save your family. But if not, I'm sorry. Every one of them people will be like, look, I know what I said, but my family is in jeopardy. Do what you got to do to get the information. Are you sure now? Because just a minute ago, you were out in the street protesting with your picket signs saying, oh, America shouldn't torture. I know what I said. I know what I said. But this is life and death. This ain't got nothing to do with my humanitarian cause, okay? I ain't trying to look good in front of the people right now. I'm trying to save my family. Do what you got to do to get that information. See, and so it's easy to make that judgment call when you're sitting back watching TV, hearing about the results as an after effect. Oh, we caught bin Laden. That's great. Yeah, I wonder how that happened. It happened because people were willing to do stuff that you, sitting at home, just complaining and criticizing, didn't have to do. So this lady right here has been in the mix. I think she's highly qualified to take that position. And for those that sit back and talk about, oh, we want, you can see if this was a liberal, if this was President Obama appointing this lady and people, the media or any of them was bashing her past decision, the motive couldn't be that they just disagreed with her past decision. It would be, oh, they're bashing her because she's a woman. That's what it is. They don't feel a woman can be tough enough to do the job. But yet when the left bashes her, nobody says anything. See, I personally think that it's not because she tortured all these people and she did what she was supposed to do. See, they criticizing her for doing her job. All right. Everybody loved her. Everybody loved her until Donald Trump appointed her. Now all of a sudden they got a problem with her. And the problem is not really because of her. It's because Donald Trump appointed her. That's why. She went from being praised to now all of a sudden everybody's criticizing her. But nonetheless, let me get back to my feelings. Okay, I'm going to play the role of the snowflake for the now. Okay, see, it ain't got nothing to do with the fact that they mad that she was under the torturing program that took place and all that stuff. It's because she's a woman. That's why they don't want her to get in. Give the left a taste of their own medicine. And so now we have an opportunity for a legitimate female leader. See, people thought that nobody voted for Hillary because she was a woman. No. She even got up there and said women didn't vote for her because their husbands and their jobs and their sons and all of them told them not to. Yeah. See, all of that shows me you're a weak leader. It ain't got nothing to do with you being a woman. The way you respond to adversity shows me that you would have never made a great president because you are all about excuses. But here's a woman who have proven that she's a strong leader, that she's able to make tough decisions without excuses, that she's able to do things that other people aren't willing to do. And yet they're trying to scrutinize her, all because of their hatred towards Donald Trump. So I'm telling the left, the liberal media, and throw in Rand Paul, okay, to back up off of her. Give her a shot. Let her make history. Let her break the glass ceiling. This is a woman I can get behind, not because she's a woman, not because I'm trying to promote some type of political stance or agenda, but because she's qualified. And that's what the left don't get, Hillary. It's not about male or female. It's about if you're qualified or not. And she's qualified. Let her get in there and do it. This is just my take on it. This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. If you like this video, hit like, share it. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter. And tonight is Wednesday night. And it might not be Wednesday when you watch this video. But every Wednesday at 7:30, I host Kevin's Corner on a radio blog talk show. The link is also on the bottom. So catch me there. Call in. We can talk about all these subjects and some. And if you want to support Kevin's Corner, feel free. There are links in the bottom. Other than that, God bless you. And I'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner.